Hello everyone, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, and today we are here with a giant mole guide for old school RuneScape. This is a boss that I have been camping a lot at myself personally, a little over 3k closing in on 4k total, so been here a lot and figured I'd finally make a guide on it. So pretty good med level and I guess high level camping boss. You're not going to get a ton of GP, but it's pretty enjoyable to camp, and at the med levels it's pretty decent GP, and at high levels if you camp it for a pet it can be pretty nice GP overall. It's not anything too crazy, but it is a nice boss and I personally enjoy it. So for most people, I would imagine melee is going to be the ideal way to kill it, kind of with my setup right here. We'll talk more about that in a second. Some of the extreme people, I use a twisted bow sometimes, which is really, really good, but I'd imagine most people are coming here in Darrock. Alright, so getting into the requirements, these aren't, I guess, these are more so recommendations, but they're highly recommended because, you know, while you may be able to come here and get a few kills early on with less than this, if you want to efficiently farm it, you're going to need these stats. The first one being 70 attack, strength, and defense. This is going to be useful for the Darrock armor set, which most people are going to be bringing here. 43 prayer or 70 prayer, 70 for piety as well would be nice, but 43 is the bare minimum. And then in addition to that, you need the Falador hard diaries. I mean, you don't need it, but if you don't have that done, it's going to be a lot harder to find mole, and that is going to greatly affect your kill time down here. So would highly recommend it. That's kind of a hard one to get, so don't think you'll get that quick. It requires a lot of mining, but that can get you some money for that Darrock armor maybe. So won't get you all the way there, but it might be able to help. And then finally, you also need a way to drain your HP. I'm personally going to be using a locator orb that you can get after Dragon Slayer 2, but the earlier level one that you can get is a rock cake during Recipe for Disaster, one of the little mini quests at the beginning. So that is what you are going to need as far as all that goes. As far as what you can expect from mole, there really aren't any crazy drops here. The one notable drop is the mole pet that's at a 1 in 3k rate, and then really what you're looking at is a 1 in 500 chance at an elite clue, and then you also get basically 1 mole claw for every kill. That is a guarantee, and then you get between 1 and 3 mole skins for every kill, and that averages out to 2, of course. So net, the mole skins and claws right now are about 7k each, so you get basically 20k every kill in guaranteed loot, and you have a chance at a pet. And the kills per hour here can range widely depending on your stats and gear, anywhere from 30 to 75. So 75 kills an hour on a boss that has a 1 in 3k pet rate. You can see why it's appealing to camp for a pet. And the GP per hour, now this doesn't add in anything else on the mole drop table. You can alch stuff if you'd like. You can bring alchs on your own, or I don't add any of the blood runes like that, but there are also costs, so you know, kind of offsets there, and I just ended up drawing it out to 600k to 1.5 mil per hour, somewhere in there, maybe a little less depending on what you're working with, but should lie somewhere in that wide range. And then before we get into the killing, I really do recommend that you have the hard diary done. That's greatly going to affect this. So you can come here and get a few kills and mess around beforehand, but definitely would not recommend coming here for a while without that. Now getting into the gear setups, we have a melee and a range-based setup. Now you can downgrade where needed. These are pretty expensive, and mole is not meant to be that expensive, so you know, we'll talk about that. As far as the melee side on the left, we basically want to go with a Darrock setup. You can downgrade to maybe an Amulet of Glory or Fury. You can downgrade to a Dragon Defender. You can downgrade to Dragon Boots. You don't need a Berserker Ring. And then I'm wielding a Zamorakian Hasta. That's good for the end of the kill, but if you don't have that much money, you really don't need it. You can just come here with the axe instead if you would like. And the Dragon Claws are my spec weapon, but that can be downgraded to a Dragon Dagger. So you can get rid of a lot of the, you know, really pricey items in the setup if you'd like, but that's up to you. Upgrade as you can. And then as far as the inventory, we have a cannon, some super combats. Now you can bring divine combat potions, but you're gonna have to find your own way of healing. Some people use Bones of Peaches. There are various ways to heal, so if you want to figure that out on your own, you can. I just come here with regular combat potions, super combat potions that is, and then like 4 staminas and the rest prayer potions. I have a locator orb to lower my HP, Falador shield to find mole, a spade to get down there, a lantern to be able to see down there, and some house tabs to get to my house, to a bank, and to the Falador Park. some cannonballs as well. And that's all we're looking at as far as the melee setup goes. With the range setup, this is obviously a lot more expensive. Really only recommend this if you're coming here with a twisted bow. And if you have a twisted bow, I'd imagine you have most of these things in this setup. It's much the same as the melee. Not much has changed. The inventory, I have no spec weapon. Instead, I've opted for another ranging potion. And same staminas, because you're going to be running less with the range setup compared to the melee. And yeah, that's basically it as far as the gear goes. And so to run you guys through a trip, we will start in the house of mine. You need to find some way to get to the Falador Park area. You can do that through the ornate jewelry box, or you can do that through a Falador teleport, whichever way you want to go. And you're going to want to get yourself over one of these mole hills and look inside, see if there's anyone in here. In my case, there is not. I just came and actually checked it out, got a kill, made sure it was all safe. We are good to go. So I'm going to dig my way on in there. Normally I'd have a cannon here and basically a full inventory. Since I did the one kill, I don't have that, but if you have your Falador shield, this blinking arrow will appear, and that will show you where Mole is. That's why that's so helpful, and why that's going to make you a lot more GP per hour. I'm already potted up. You'd want to do that as well, and go ahead and locate orb or rock cake down to 1 HP. There are 2 different cannon setups depending on which way you're going about it. If you were using the melee setup, this is how you're going to want to do it. Place your cannon over there and stand here. The mole will spawn up there. He'll get dragged over to here, and just pray melee and piety. He'll get double hit if you have this setup. That's why that's kind of nice with the cannon. And down here is the range setup, and over here you actually don't have to pray melee. Mole will just kind of get pinned in right there, and he won't attack you. So that's why this is good for range. That's good for melee, because that's actually quicker to set up than this is. So that's mostly the setup. As far as killing Mole, he has 200 HP. Once he gets under half HP, every time you hit him, he has a 25% chance of digging. So like right now, I'm going to want to go with a high-hitting weapon like a Darok's Axe, which can hit 90s, and then whenever he's low HP like this, switch to the Hasta and try to get in a nice little accurate attack. Now, there we go, works out for us, and that's what the Hasta's for, that's what the Axe is for, and that's kind of how you want to do it. You want to use your special attacks early in the kill because they hit the lowest. I mean, you get the most damage out of it, but they hit the lowest per hit. So like right here, this is 4 hits. You know, you want to do that early, not when he has a 25% chance of digging off each one. So get your special attacks out of the way, and then go ahead and switch to the Great Axe. Once you start to get really low HP, that's when you whip out the Hasta. So that's how you want to go about it, and Mole will just dig himself around. As long as you're praying melee, you should be fine and won't run into really any problems at all. And honestly, it's as easy as that. There's not a whole lot of stuff that can go wrong here, as I was saying, and it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, you're expected to get the same amount of loot per kill, for the most part, and you kind of just find yourself running all over the nice little Mole cave. It is really that easy though, and honestly, I found myself to enjoy Mole quite a lot, because there isn't really too much that's going to keep you in all that much of danger here. You're pretty safe. The randomness of where he runs and all that is, you know, keeps it from being monotonous, and also, with the amount of kills per hour that you can get in the high hits that you're seeing, like, I don't know. As far as a pet hunt, it's pretty enjoyable in my opinion, and you're able to make some decent money, like, already since I've been here. Granted, you know, I did have a kill beforehand, but that's 90k right there. That's real easy, real enjoyable stuff, and I don't know, Mole's never going to be something I would recommend people go to try and build their bank or get money, but if you're looking for a decent pet hunt, if you're looking for a decent med level boss to go kill, and you're just trying to get into it, Mole's definitely a good way to go about it, and yeah, that's basically why I enjoy this boss, and hopefully you guys are able to enjoy it as well. But yeah, that is it for me as far as this video goes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and are able to get some use out of it. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like. If there's anything you want to let me know, or any guides you want to see from me in the future, let me know in a comment down below. And on top of that, if you want to see more videos like this as soon as they go live, make sure to hit that subscribe. With that said, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and good luck on the mole hunt.